I ran deeper and deeper into the forest. At this point, I could no longer see the palace, nor could I see the exit of the shadow-covered forest. The sun started to set behind the trees. All I could see now was the shadows of the people chasing me, and the torches they were holding. I kept running even though my entire body was aching. I was half tempted to stop and take a rest on the side of the path, but I did not give in to this temptation, for I knew it would take my life. As I continued to push myself forward, I saw a shadowy figure emerge from the forest brush. If the figure was a guard or even a villager, I would either have to defend myself and risk my people disliking me even more, or accept that I can never outrun them. The shadow figure did indeed look to be a guard, but he did not seem to have a sword or any kind of weapon at all. But that was unlikely, because even if he wasn't trying to capture me, or dare I say kill me, the guards still carry a weapon of some sort wherever they go. As I ran closer to the guard, I realized who it was. It was none other than Xavier. Xavier motioned me to jump into the bush to hide. Though I did not know his intentions, I had to trust him. He was my only hope of escaping the angry mob of people. Without another thought, I ducked behind a bush, trying to keep my breath quiet. As the mob of people approached Xavier.
"Where did she go?"
Someone yelled.
"That way,"
Xavier answered, pointing in the opposite direction where I truly was.
"You sure have a way of finding trouble, don't you, Princess? Now I see why your previous guard retired so early,"
Xavier said, in a jokingly way, with a bit of a laugh as well. He approached me. It was more like trouble finding me. "Thanks, Xavier," I said, with a bit of a smile, as I was brushing off my dress and trying to keep my composure while I was catching my breath. But that was hard to do, for it felt like I was a deflated balloon. It also felt like I was going to collapse from exhaustion at any moment. "No thanks needed. I'm your guard, and not to mention your friend," Xavier said with a smile. "But Amethyst, what are you going to do? Everybody knows you have magic, and I'm sure you know that this was banned from the kingdom over 200 years ago." "Then I guess I'll have to leave this kingdom."
"But Princess—"
"Xavier, listen to me. Leaving the kingdom is the only way I can be sure of my safety, and everyone else's safety. Plus, I'll only be gone long enough to get control of my magic." Xavier sighed.
"I understand, Princess, but I'm going with you. I need to make sure you're safe."
I smiled, yet again. "All right, you can go with me, but my only question is, where is the closest borderline?"
"Well,"
he stopped to think for a moment. "I believe the closest borderline is not far from here. It certainly is in the same forest we're in, and I think it leads to the Winter Kingdom." "If that's the case, then we're going to the Winter Kingdom. Exactly how far are we from the border?"
"If we're lucky, Princess, we can reach it by daybreak, so I suggest we start walking now."
We started to walk along the path, with Xavier leading. It was quiet most of the way, but I decided to break the silence. "Xavier, why did you help me?" He stopped and turned around with a confused look on his face.
"I'm your guard. It's my duty to help you in your time of need. You know that."
"Well, yes, but you know that it is considered a crime to help one with magic. You could be executed for it."
"I'm willing to take that risk, if it means saving your life."
Xavier turned around and started to walk forward, with me following close behind. A silence once again flooded the forest around us. After a while, I noticed the air was a bit chillier than usual. It wasn't like your everyday night air. It felt like winter. As we walked further and further, it got colder and colder. By this time, I was shaking enough to where it felt like my nose was going to fall off. Plus, I could see my breath puffing out of my steadily breathing mouth. Some time passed, and I saw something small and fragile float down from the pitch-black sky. It landed on my hand gently and melted. After that, more and more of the tiny crystals gently came down out of nowhere in the night sky. I was confused, yet looked in wonder at the crystals coming from the sky. Then I quickly looked at Xavier and asked, "What is this stuff? It looks like rain, but it's frozen?"
"It's called snow, and it means we're close."
"I see. Well, that's a relief," I said, struggling to keep up with my fast-walking guard.
"Indeed it is, Princess, for there's only a few hours until sunrise."
"Why does that matter?"
"Because it will be easier for them to find us in the day than it will be in the night. Hence why we need to conserve as much moonlight as we can."
After an hour of walking and watching the snow fall from the night sky, which was starting to gain some color from the rising sun, Xavier stopped so suddenly, and I raised my finger to ask why, but I quickly put it down when I saw the rest of the forest in front of me was covered in ice and snow. Hey guys, Christina here, and I hope you enjoyed chapter 2 of Secrets of Magic. At this point in time where I'm recording this, I don't have a name for the chapter, but it will be in the title of the video that you're watching. Now, the reason I decided to do the chapter today was because of a special request from a friend that I'm voice acting for. Her channel name is in the description below. I would highly suggest go watching her videos. She's awesome at role-playing, and I voice act for her in her role-plays, and she's awesome. So, again, this was a special request from her. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I've been meaning to do this, and as you can tell, I have my screen recorder fixed. So the episode of Mifwa Diaries should be out tomorrow. Hopefully. I have horseback riding tomorrow, so that might be hard. Until then, everybody, bye, and love you all.